African leaders are thieves. And I know you've not heard this for the first time, but then these are the words from Professor PLO Lumumba as he was talking about the new wave of the scramble for Africa and how we should guard ourselves against it. Now, before you watch this video, please, can you subscribe, like, comment, and share this video for the next updates.
Remember, it is no longer just Europe. There is a new scramble for Africa. The Chinese are here. The Turks are here. The Qataris are here. All of them are coming back. And the military bases that you see here is telling you that if you don't behave, we are going to use force. And we are saying further that going forward, we must also recognize our internal weaknesses. And what is our weaknesses? Chinua Achebe said it very well. The problem of Africa is simply and squarely one of political leadership. The rank of many political leaders in Africa are thieves. Let's call them by their name. They are thieves. They are individuals who are not interested in the interest of this country. And as long as we continue electing such individuals into positions of power across Africa, they are going to be manipulated. What then is the responsibility of the citizenry? The responsibility of the citizenry is to make demands. The chairman here, I hope he has received the several letters that I have written to him. I've written several letters to his organization talking about the role of the African Union in peacemaking. I wrote to the chairman only last week about the situation in Sudan, saying we must solve our own problems. And I want to see a crusading African Union, so that it's not the Americans and the Saudi Arabians who are summoning them to Jeddah. It should be in Addis Ababa. In a nutshell, Joe, what I'm saying is that we have a responsibility to ourselves, both at the leadership level and at levels of the civic society. We must be engaged in a positive manner, and we must keep on shouting without being diplomatic, because diplomacy is lulling us into a false sense of security. And lastly, I want to say this. When foreign powers come, we must always be reminded of these goodies that they bring to us. It used to be said of the Trojan War that even when the Greeks bear a gift, they do not mean well. They never mean well. And the sooner we say it, recognizing the external threat, recognizing the domestic weaknesses, the safer we are.
So Professor Lumumba comes with a very interesting conversation, but then I am going to extend it a bit. Now you see, when the Europeans came for the scramble for Africa, they realized one thing. They needed a common ground and stop the fights. So what they looked at is us against the world. That's the concept that they ran with. And they say because of the sense of service, they are going to go to Africa and take its resources and use it for the greater good. What is the greater good? The greater good is a sense of service in leadership. That's what Africa lacks. Africans are good at self-enrichment when they get to a certain position. But when it comes to leadership, the leadership leaves the basic and layman African to dry. And that's where it worries me. The African problem is about sense of survival, the sense of floating above all. Now, Europe had a common ground, and Africa right now is reeling in poverty because of the simple things that we do. The leaders are only focusing on the stomach and they're not focusing on the greater good. The greater good that Europe did is to develop their railway systems, they develop the transport systems, they develop the economies, and now the major economies out of your own resources. So to me, I would rather say, I would rather be the thief that steals from my own people than to be the thief that steals from my people. So the difference between Europe and America with Africa is that Europe steals for its people and Africa steals from its people. The problem with our leadership is that when they get into top positions, they look for self-enrichment ideas. In Europe, there is what we call a life of service. They get there and they work for their own people. Correct me if I'm wrong, but let's be honest, the scramble for Africa happened for the benefit of every European. They might not know it, but the honest truth is, proceeds of the scramble for Africa and slavery is enjoyed till this day. And to me, well, it's politics. People can come and take what you have if you don't know how to use it. So Africa has a lot of utilization to understand, and it's a fact. We need to realize what we have, and the leaders have to work towards the goal of securing the future. Until next time, guys, if you don't agree with this message, please comment and let's debate. And for now, subscribe and follow this channel, because we are going to bring you a thought-provoking conversation as we come. See ya.